Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jim, and this is Ricky. And today
I'm the sidekick today.
Yeah, he's the sidekick today. In the last video, I was. Today, we want to share with you some of the best practices for running blogs. I guess first I want to share a little bit about us and maybe some of the things that have worked for us on different websites. So we have lots of different websites between the two of us. I run Improve Photography, which was one of the very largest photography websites on the internet. We have over 1 million fans on social media, and we have tiny little websites too. Like you just started one about motorcycles. Like we just have a network of different sites. And so your strategy is going to be different on the different types of different sites you on. But I would say if I could share just one piece of information, like, if you just came over, you're my friend and you said, hey, Jim, my blog isn't getting any traffic. What do I need to change? I would say the number one thing that you should probably look at first is the length of your articles. So many people, when you're starting blogging, and I did the exact same thing, I would write like 500-word articles. Like, nobody wants to sit here and read a book. They want just quick information, get it to them. And I just wasn't getting any traction on my blog. And so somebody told me one time to try a really long post. And I thought, okay, I'll try it. And I wrote I can't remember, 2,000 words or whatever. And it felt really long at that time. And sure enough, it started bringing in a lot of traffic. And now I look at my Google Analytics, and by far, I mean, not even close, my top 30 articles on the website are all over 3,000 words. That's like a mini ebook. So don't be afraid to write long, meaty posts. They tend to do well. That's my first tip.
Yep, I'd say my first tip is make the content on your blog super useful. I mean, this goes back a little bit to the length of posts, but having meaty articles that contain lots of valuable information is the most important SEO thing we ever do.
Yep.
We don't worry about SEO from a traditional sense.
I've got to build links and stuff. Yeah. We don't build links.
Forget about that. Have really good content and lots of content, big articles, and that will make you more attractive to Google. That's my number one best practice.
There's a couple different ways that we can do that. So, we say we want to make your content more useful. Okay, well, how do we do that? Well, I think an easy way to do that is just by formatting the post. So we wrote an article this week. What was it called? The
50 side income ideas.
50 side income ideas.
Something.
And
like
so, if I were to just, write a list of 50 ideas, just bullet, drive for Uber, bullet, sell things on Craigslist. It's just not that unique or doesn't feel substantial. Like, wow, I just found a cool resource. And so we got these little graphics of gauges. And so we would show this is a good idea because you're going to earn your first dollar in a long time or a short time, like a little, is that?
Yeah, it's a little gauge. Yeah.
Yeah. Or the
earning potential is high or low.
Yeah. So we just made little graphics for each one so that you could quickly scan it. And it was 7,000 words long. It was huge.
It's an ebook, but it's an article.
Yeah.
And it's totally free.
Yeah. So just doing little formatting things like that just shows that you really went the extra mile for that content and you weren't just kind of chucking stuff up on the web.
For sure.
Okay. Good one. My next best practice that I would suggest is being really careful about making your website look too professional. I think this is an easy mistake to slip into. I find myself doing it all the time. I often find that especially new bloggers will instead of saying I tried this product, we're like, we at jetskireviewers.com reviewed this. You're trying to seem bigger than you are. And you buy all these stock photos that look really stale and professional. People really aren't as interested in that type of content. People are much more excited when they're, reviewing headphones. I don't want to see corporate photos of this. I kind of want somebody's real world review. And so sometimes I've found that it actually helps the credibility. You don't want cruddy photos or anything, but if it's just like me, I'm not a model, I'm a normal looking dude. just like me wearing the headphones and just saying, honestly, I can't tell the difference between this and a $500 pair of headphones, but it sounds a lot better than the cheap Apple ones. Things like that, just sharing real world pictures of you using it, with your kids in the picture or whatever. Talk about just make it feel personal. On your About Me page, have a big picture of you so people feel like they can know and trust you.
Sure. My next best practice is to get started. I can't tell you how many people have come to me, and they say, I've been bouncing around these ideas, and I've been thinking about starting a blog to try to earn some money, and I've been, bouncing ideas around for the past 6 months or the past year or the past 2 years.
The most frustrating is when they say, no, I've been running this blog for 2 years and it has no success. And we look at it, it's like, it has 5 articles on it. That's not going to work.
So get to work. Start your blog, commit to something, get started, and get some great content up, and lots of content. Do it quickly, and you'll start to drive traffic to your site.
Yeah, and so I guess I'm going to piggyback on that. There are 2 different ways I believe that you can build a website, and both I think are totally valid. One is you can build an active website, the kind of thing that's like very personal about you. You're sharing lots of opinions, that kind of thing. And this is where we see like the YouTube celebrities and stuff, and they're doing it day in and day out. And really successful really well done content. It is a full-time job. I run an authority site, and it's cool. Like when I travel, like people recognize me walking down the street sometimes, and they're like, "Hey, I read your blog, or I've seen your YouTube video." Like that's cool. That is really neat. I got ranked as in the top 40 most popular photographers in the world, and like that's awesome. But I am not working on building that kind of website anymore. All of the new websites that I build are not that, because it's fun, but it takes an unbelievable amount of work to keep up with that. Unbelievable amount of work. And to succeed, to break through into that sphere is really hard. Yeah. It's a ton of work. And even if you do your best, you may not get there. Right now, what I am only interested in is building up new sites that are passive. The kind of website there where I'm reviewing headphones, or I'm reviewing boats, or I'm reviewing whatever else, and I'm giving tips that I find about audio quality or boats or whatever it is, whatever the topic is, and I'm just sharing tips and reviewing products. And if I were to stop writing on those websites for 2 years, no one would care. It's not the kind of website that you go back to every day. They're just really helpful answers to common Google questions. And those can be very profitable websites, and they don't require your full attention.
Mm-hmm.
Did that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess I'm worried that after I explained that, I didn't explain well, like, why you don't have to be keeping up the content on the passive site.
Well, and I guess that's kind of where I'm going next, is that when we have a question today, we don't go to the library, we don't research it in a book, we don't pull out the encyclopedia like we did when we were kids and had to write a research paper. You grab your phone and you type into Google, or you ask Siri, like, what's the best jet ski for under $5,000? Whatever. Mm-hmm. And you ask that question, and then somebody's site comes up to give you their opinion of the answer.
Right.
That content exists because somebody made a niche website about jet skis, and they wrote an article about the best jet ski under $5,000.
Right. And when I search that, my goal isn't, I hope I find a jet ski celebrity.
Yeah.
That's not the point.
I hope I find an article that was written in the last 3 days.
Yes. That's what I mean. I'm just looking for the info. I'm going to go to your website. I'm not going to sign up for your email list. I don't care about being on your Facebook page. I just want to find my information. Mm-hmm. And that's tremendously valuable. You can sell ads. You can make affiliate sales by just linking to the products on Amazon. You can sell information products. You can do so many different things, mm-hmm. and you don't have to be on that treadmill of every day producing new content and being on Facebook and trying to look cool and doing all these things. It's so much more sustainable as a business. The costs are lower. The stress is lower. I honestly am only interested in building that as new sites. I'm grateful for the authority sites that I do have, and what it's done. But in terms of moving my business forward and progressing, that's the direction that I want to go.
Yep.
Anyway, so those are a few best practices, things that have worked for us. I think they're kind of different from the norm of what most people would recommend. But I guess I don't really care what the norm is. Those are things that have actually worked for us. So if you're interested in learning about this kind of stuff, you got to check out incomeschool.com/start. We're walking you through our exact process that we follow to build websites exactly like this every day. This is what we're doing is we're building sites and trying to create an income from them. And fortunately, we've been had a lot of success doing it. So thanks for joining us. Check out incomeschool.com/start, and we'll see you in the next video.